Heyo, OmniDogs and OmniKittens. It's OmniDog here with an overview of the long-awaited final volume in the Madmaniverse. Let me adjust my camera here a little bit. The Madmaniverse Library by Michael Allred, Laura Allred, Han Allred, and others. Han's his son. So this is the final volume. Let's take a look. First, it's oversized, very much oversized. And it's got a very cool dust jacket. And let's take a minute before I forget. Organicpricedbooks, $2 off with the code OMNIDOG. 5% off, shipping 4 more, but blah, blah, blah. OmniDog, sit right on. Okay. So this book is $100, very much oversized Gigunda. Let's see, can I make a size comparison with anything? Sure, I have a trade paperback here handy. There, so it's way oversized. Thank you, Unearth. I'll do something with you later. So now this is the stuff that Mike Allred didn't necessarily want to see print again. And by that, I mean, he said, I don't want this to see print again. The early work, graphic music. These two stories, I feel like he didn't want them to see print because he wasn't happy with, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but if I recall correctly, he said that it wasn't up to his standards now. But I think it's great that he did, because now we have all the complete creator-owned works of Mike Allred, and you'll see how quickly his style changes and tightens up and becomes exactly what we know it today. That's what I think is really interesting. So we have Mr. Gum, Who Sell Out, You Sell Out, written by Jamie S. Rich, pencils Mike Allred. Laura does all the colors as always. Madman in Your Face 3D Special, and X-Ray Robot 1 through 4, which I just read earlier this year, and it is super fun. I love it. So here is early Mike Allred. Where's it from? 1989, 1990, 1889. Sorry, Mike. 1989, 1990. This stuff would date back. And so this is graphic music. It involves a vampire with a conscience, is the best thing I can say. It's not nearly so much stream of consciousness. It's really got, it's got some out there concepts, but it's really about a vampire, conflicted vampire, let's say. His name's Max. And, there's Joey and Ramon. Gabba gabba hey, right on. So, this is Max. They're in Germany, which maybe, I feel like Mike was in Germany for a while. Isn't that where he met Will Eisner or something? I don't know. I'll have to go back on my own interview and see. But you can see this is not like what we're seeing today, but that's what I really like about it, is that it's a story that's actually a good story. You follow along. You care about Max, the character. You can see early Madman-esque features. His style is in there, which I think is cool. And it goes on for a while before we see the same character in graphic music. It's all graphic music. It's just spelled differently, I guess. So now you see some early features of his style, some pop art type stuff coming in there. and his pop art sensibilities here. And as you can see, it is a very graphic gore. It's got some gore. Yeah, Max gets his head chopped off there for a sec. But he gets better. And here we go with, he's in the replenishing blood that puts himself back together, and then it transforms into graphic music. Preborn Spirit, Shadrach. So now we're getting out there. Now we're starting to see his imagination really take form. And I dig it. I dig seeing this early stuff. Bump the camera as I usually do. And so we go from this to, whoa, what happened? Now he's practically in his, this still looks early, you know, the lettering and stuff, but this is remarkably different now. This is what we're seeing compared to the early stuff. Maybe it's just a year later, he really tightened up and developed his color palette and his layouts. Color palette, I guess, would be more Laura's thing, but he developed his layouts differently, started shrinking down the backgrounds, and his drawing style is very similar to what we have now. They're getting pretty darn close, which I really dig seeing. Go ahead and turn the page. He's trying to turn the page. Okay. And so we have early hintings of Madman stuff to come. Now, the next part is a big chunk of it in 3D, which is no problem if you're a nerd like me, because you already have a pair of 3D glasses. This does not come with 3D glasses. But if you're a good nerd, you have 3D glasses, so it's not an issue at all. As a matter of fact, a good friend of mine got me this issue, got me the comic book, the 80-page Mad Frankenstein special, and had Mike and Laura sign it at OAX this year. So peace and love to my friend that did that for me. And I think it was Jewish Dragons, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, put on your 3D glasses. I didn't think about getting 3D glasses, but I don't think if I stuck them here, it would actually work. But yeah, there's a solid chunk of this that's in 3D, and then I'll show you some 3D covers that are in the back. So you need 3D. You can still read the, well, no, you can't really read this. Yeah, you need your 3D glasses. Well, this I think is around 2014-ish, if that's, wait, let's see if the table of contents say what year it was. Graphic music, blah, 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 blah. Swing classic, blah, 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 1989, 1990, 2014, 2020. Okay, so it doesn't say when. I know X-Ray Robot came out around 2020, I feel like. So this must have come out, Madman in Your Face 3D Special 2014. So he didn't just jump from his style in 1990. He went to 2014. So here you see a bunch of pinups by different artists, which is really cool. Some of the main artists in the world are all contributing 3D pinups. Darwin Cook, check it out. Jenny Verson, Sean Gordon Murphy. Come on, man. These are big names. Oh, and here we have 3D Zone. Still more Sinkhole Succubus. Then we go back to non-3D with a short story here. And here's X-Ray Robot. This is a boss comic. This is so boss. It has to do with traveling in different dimensions. And what happens to the guy who's in charge of it. He ends up going to a different dimension. And it starts maybe some of Mike's existential interests in what could perhaps be in other dimensions. That's just speculation on my part. It could also just be a fun comic. Very adventuresome, very creative, beautiful, beautiful art, beautiful colors, of course, as usual. Look at this. So this is great to have X-Ray Robot, especially because I was just going to buy the trade paperback. And now I got this. Oversized. Beautiful. You have several bad guys, several good guys, and several different realities. Wow. Yeah, this dialogue seems kind of existential to me, but again, I'm just speculating. So that's X-Ray. I forgot X-Ray Robot runs into Madman. And then we get to yoink, a bunch of pinups that are in 3D, which is cool. 3D Guru must be the person who put the 3D together. And then we go into some covers. And some more 3D. Yeah, it's very 3D-y. A lot of extras. More pinups by Frank Frazetta. Freaking frick. I forgot he knew all these people. What? And they all contributed, Joel Jones, they all contributed to this. That really shows you, I would think, how well liked he is in the field. You don't just get Frank Frazetta to dial in a pinup for you if you're Joe Bag of Donuts. Cool. Okay, so there we go. More 3D. You need 3D glasses for this book. But I read it. It's awesome, as usual. I loved it all. And my library is now complete with Volume 6. It has all now been collected, all of the Madmaniverse. If he has any 3D skeletons in the closet that he hasn't showed us, well, that sounds like it's a Mike problem, not an us problem. If he has anything else, he needs to show it. But I don't think he does. I think he's done. So, peace and love. Get this book. It's well worth it if you're a fan of fun, great, inventive, interesting comics, and this book in particular, to see how an artist grows as a writer grows, because his writing evolves just as well as his art does. So peace and love, peace and love. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell, message me, subscribe, hit the like button, and feel free to message me. Madman Volume 6, peace and love.